Hey fam! So today I am coming to you from my beauty space, and reason being, we are going to shop my stash today. And I'm especially excited to share this with you because I have a fairly new setup that I've never shown you guys before. And it's very different from the last time I shot a Shop My Stash video. So I'm really excited to share the new setup with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and pick out some makeup. So as you guys know, I typically start out with some products already in my stash that I'm kind of trying to work through or pan. So it's a little bit messy at present, but I'll go over some of those products with you now. So the first one I have is the Maybelline Master Fix. This is a decent setting spray. It does have a little bit of an aggressive sprayer on it, but I really do like the formula. There's not a ton left in here. It's close to being empty, so once I can go ahead and finish this, I can make a little bit more room in my basket and in my stash. I also have these two eyelashes left on this little kind of tray of eyelashes that I picked up from TJ Maxx many moons ago. I don't know what the brand is, and so I only used them once. I just kind of stuck them back on there, and these have never been used. So I'm just kind of working my way. I have a ton of eyelashes, so just kind of using these up. Same with these guys. These are a little bit newer to my collection. You can see I lost one, but these are from Salon Perfect. I picked them up from Walmart, and these are pretty cute. I wore these in my Duping the Naked Honey palette video, as well as in my makeup palettes I have not used. So these are just two sets from Salon Perfect. It's 1.5 sets, we'll say. Obviously, I always use my KKW Under Eye Brighten powder in shade 2. I always use my Katsy Lou H2O Plumping Gloss. I absolutely need to pick up a couple more because I think I'm close to using this one up, and I cannot be without this. I also have this Pure Mineral Glow that I've been working through as a bronzer. I had mentioned before that I thought about decluttering this one, but I figured let me try to pan it and throw it in my stash. You can see the huge dent I have in it already. I've been using it every single day. I'm so glad I did not declutter this. This is a great product. In fact, so much so that I actually purchased a backup from Ulta, and I have that kind of waiting for when I run out of this one. So I have been enjoying this a ton, and I think it's a great product. I think it's supposed to be a highlighter, but I use it as a bronzer, and I find it to be very smooth and a really beautiful formula and beautiful color. It doesn't get patchy or anything weird or muddy on your face. It's really pretty. This Hank & Henry mascara, I do like the smaller wand to this. I'm just trying to sort of use this up. I have not been wildly impressed with anything I've tried from this brand, just to be totally honest. No shade. You know, people like different things, but I'm not crazy about this. I do love the lower lash wand, and I do wish that I had a different formula. But overall, I'm just not crazy about this mascara, and once I finish it up, I will not be repurchasing this. Obviously, I have my Eco Tools brush that I use every single day for nose contour. I have these two mascaras that I've been working on. This is the Laura Geller Fortifying Lashes Eyelash Primer, and then the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. You can see mine got a little messy. I think I missed the opening and just dragged my wand right down the side of the tube. But I did not like this mascara at first until I tried it with a primer. So I do think that this could be a possible dupe for like the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. However, I think this one clumps really badly unless you start with a primer. The wand is very similar. I do have the Better Than Sex mascara, I just haven't opened it yet. The Marc Jacobs, this is the Remarkable Concealer. I keep this in here. I have two of these, and I basically just use them to clean up my brows when I go to the effort of cleaning my brows, which is rare. So it'll probably take me a while to get through this, but it's decent. I think it's really nice for that purpose. And I've never tried it as a concealer, but I don't see why you couldn't. It is a bit of a thicker formula. Mine's all messy and gross, but yeah, I've definitely gotten some use out of that. And when I run out of it, I have another one. Then I have this Lorac Touch and Go Concealer and Foundation Pen. I got this from TJ Maxx a while back, and I just kind of threw it in my stash to try to use it up because it's such a large package and it was taking up so much room in my concealer drawer. But I really like this, and in retrospect, I wish I wouldn't have worked so hard to finish this up. It is almost gone, because this would have been awesome for my purse, and I could have used it more gradually. It has like a brush at the end here. So I think like if you had to touch up on the go, that would have been the... See, Emma, I'm dropping things. So you can see it has like a little brush on the top, and that would have been, I think, perfect for something like on the go. You guys know I have this little Smashbox eyeliner in here. I rarely ever use eyeliner, which is why this hasn't budged too much. But it is a really good formula. I just typically don't use eyeliner, or if I do, I'm going in with like a colored eyeliner in the waterline. So we'll see. We'll get around to this guy. I have this little sample of the Dior Forever in 2N. I have the Dior Forever Skin Glow here, but I don't have the plain old Dior Forever. So I was interested in trying this little sample product of it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then the last thing that's in my stash all the time are these Stila Glitter and Glows and Shimmer and Glow. These are basically all doubles in my collections where I already have one in my drawer. I just am trying to kind of work through these so that I can toss them out and kind of get rid of some of my clutter. I didn't mean to buy dupes, but I had so many of them and I would forget which ones I picked up. So that's what happened with that. So anyway, that's what I'm currently working with in my stash on a weekly basis. That's, dude, that's basically, you know, always the way this is going to look until I run out of some of these products. But I want to pick out some, I want to pick out some products for the week for work. So let's see what we should grab. All right, y'all, so this is my new setup. So on the top here, we have my little pineapple mirror, and I have the little Patrick Ta fan. There, cool you off a little bit. And then you guys probably have seen this before here. This is my kind of like high-end foundation here, and then my high-end concealers. Whoa. And my affordable concealers. And these are a mix of affordable and high-end in here, as well as in here. So this is basically all like foundation and concealers. This is the new part. So as you'll see, I actually purchased this big piece. This is like one big piece. I got that from Amazon for about like $65, though I cannot recommend it to you guys because it sort of sucks. So as you can see, kind of like right here, this is chipped. The bottom came with a big crack on it. And for $65, I'm like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't care, even like this big crack. I wouldn't care as much if the drawers actually functioned. I'll pull out the bottom one, and that's awesome. Like this one works well. However, oh my gosh, some of these other drawers just like you can see it's like so cheaply put together. These like fall off the track and into each other if I mess with them too much. So I'm pretty irritated with this piece. However, it is the perfect size for me. It really does organize everything. You can see that I have like little cubbies on the first two drawers, and then the bottom one has two big cubbies, and then the last one is one long drawer. So functionally, I think it's fantastic. However, it is such a poor quality product, and it makes me really mad because it was so expensive for me. I think $65 is a lot for some acrylic drawers. It was worth it to me because I thought it was the perfect size, and it is, but definitely not happy with the quality. I have some Bare Minerals lip products here and a couple Too Faced. I think there's like one little Charlotte Tilbury in there, but mainly Bare Minerals. And then my Fenty Gloss Bombs are all in here. I have 7 of them. So before, I had all my lipsticks out and on top of my acrylic drawers, and everything was getting dusty and gross. I never wanted to reach for it because it was dusty. I'm like, this is nasty. And I thought that if everything was out, I'd reach for it all the time because it'd be in my face. I didn't touch anything because everything was all smushed together. So now, and watch, I'll probably regret this, but see how that fast that fell off the track? But I'll fix it in a little bit. So we have some Kylie and Anastasia liquid lipsticks in the middle there, and then my Too Faced liquid lipsticks and some stick lipsticks, and then all my Becca glosses. There's like a whole bunch of like minis, like little tiny ones, as well as like bigger chunky ones. So that's like the sort of like labeled by brand. It's so ratchet, I can't. So the next little drawer we have Lime Crime, like shimmery glosses and liquid lipstick in all different colors and sizes. In the center, we have mainly like my MAC lip glasses, as well as some Laura Geller glosses. And see why I'm like, don't send me glosses, please, I have enough. And then over here, I have Lorac and Marc Jacobs in this little area. So then in the third drawer, I have just some extra bullet lipsticks that wouldn't fit anywhere, plus a ColourPop gloss, my Catsy gloss. I have the Hank and Henry glosses. Again, not a huge fan of these. And then the Carly Bible and El Maquillage trio, and then this little random Laura Geller. And then I have some other glosses here in the center. This is mostly Buxom, And then there's some randoms. Then my last drawer has all my Anastasia bullet lipsticks, some Too Faced, Marc Jacobs, oh god, Bite, Laura Geller, and more Buxom, and no, more Lorac over here. This is all Lorac, and some Buxom at the bottom here. So pretty much I really like this setup a lot better. I do wish that this was not so ratchet and rickety, but I am appreciative that my stuff is not as stressful looking or dusty. You can see even just how dusty these Bare Minerals have been getting. They're just gross. So I didn't want all my lipsticks to be like that. I'm trying to reach for these more just to get through them. So here we have it. Then this bottom section is basically nothing new. I have my, oh geez, okay. So my brow products, what is this? This is like eyelash glue, color correctors, eyeshadow primers, and then I have my drugstore and affordable mascaras, including all my ColourPop colorful mascaras. And then the bottom, oh, okay. The bottom is my more high-end mascaras. So I'm getting ready to like throw out the two that are my stash very soon. So I'll be able to kind of tap into one of those shortly and then make that drawer less crowded. And then over here, it's just all a mixture of drugstore and high-end foundations. So quite the variety from which to choose. So next we'll move down to my Alex 5 drawers. This is another part of my collection. This has not changed too much other than some of the products. So the first drawer is still my setting powders and my pressed powders. This drawer is packed. I also have 2 new bronzers in here. I have the Skin Perfecting Powder by Pure, and I also have, as I mentioned, the Mineral Glow Backup. So I actually did pick these up at Ulta. They're in here waiting for space, but I also have this Wet n Wild. This is I'm So Lit. It's a loose highlighter. I picked this up because, to be honest, I had a little bit of FOMO over the Jaclyn Hill loose highlighter that I really wanted to kind of try. It's like the Moon Glow one. I even looked for the Lancome powder at Ulta and couldn't find it, the one that's supposed to be a dupe. But I did see this and I think it's really, really beautiful. And so I think even if I mix that with other setting powder or if I use it on its own, I can kind of get a similar effect. So that's why I picked that up. But I have a whole bunch to try in here. Some I've already tried and love, others I haven't touched, you know, to be continued. The next drawer also hasn't changed. So this is my bronzer, highlighter, and blush drawer. Not much has changed in here other than some of the products. So I do have some cream products and powder products. It's way overstuffed and crazy in here, but the drawer does close still and everything isn't as nuts because of other parts of my collection. I will show you how I kind of reconfigured things. But that is that drawer. The third drawer is all of my face palettes. So again, a little crazy, a little overwhelming, to be quite honest. Some I have tried and that I love, but it's a lot. Okay, so the last 2 drawers are all of my eyeshadow. There's really no rhyme or reason to them. Honestly, like, it stresses me out a little bit, but I have like a whole bunch on top here, and then underneath there's like my palettes down there. So definitely need to make an effort to get through these. This is one that's new to my collection, of course, because why not keep buying makeup when I already have too much, you know, stupid stuff like that. But there you go. This is the Stiletto palette by Marc Jacobs. This is my first Marc Jacobs palette ever, and I saw this, I forget where I saw this, but I really, really wanted it. I thought it was beautiful. And so I had this in my Sephora cart for a while, and I just decided to take the plunge. But it does go all the way to the back. Y'all can see back there. Oh no, can y'all see back there? It is like crazy back there. So this is eyeshadow palettes, and then I also have the same deal for the final drawer, and then it's just a lot of ColourPop and BH Cosmetics. There's a lot of mini palettes in there, and then of course you got them Jones in the back, if y'all can see those lurking back there. So oof, we have a lot to pick through, but I want to show you the last part of my collection, which I'm actually really excited about. And that brings us to these little guys. I have been so stoked to share these with you guys. I think you are going to love them. These were actually 4 different pieces, as you can see, that I picked up from Target, and they just stack on top of each other. Each one of these 3 drawer little cubes is $10. And then I was able to find pieces that fit perfectly inside. Let me find you a good drawer, like this one, that fit perfectly inside for $1 each. So these guys slide right in and out. They had them in dark gray and clear, but I bought so many of them that I had to buy both because I totally wiped out their stock when I picked these up. So anyway, you can see they just slide perfectly in the drawer. Each one is $1. The whole set is 10. So if you're looking for affordable storage options, I think these are fantastic. So you can see the brand here is Sterlite. They're very affordable, easy to find. Grab them at Target. So I think this is a great solution. So let's get into these drawers and see what's inside. Okay, so in the very first drawer on the right-hand side, we have most of my kind of compact foundations. I have a Wet n Wild and It, Revlon, and L'Oreal. Here's some Japanesque stuff that I actually want to talk about in an upcoming video because I think it's very cool. And then my stick foundations here. And then in the back I have some sponges. I have some House Laboratory, the little wings and the mask, additional sponges. And this is like a little like eyebrow stencil from Profusion. So I have some additional lipsticks in here. This drawer used to be jam-packed, and that's why I bought that new organization, because I was like, this is out of control. I want things to be a little neater. So this is basically all bullet lipsticks. These are mainly liquid lipsticks with like a couple bullets thrown in that just didn't have room. More liquid lipsticks, and then in the back are like funky colors, like this new collab, like turquoisey blue I want to try with you guys. So that'll be a fun little look. And the shimmery ones and purple ones, all kinds of different colors. The third drawer is one of my favorites. I don't know why, because I'm boring and nerdy probably, but I love how organized and clean this looks. So these are all my lip liners here. And then we go further back. These are like gel liners, but they're more neutral colors, some nudes, browns, blacks, and some sharpeners. As we go further back, we have my liquid liners, including colorful liquid liners from ColourPop and some potted liquid liners. And then the very back are more exotic things. And just shift these out because you're like, how do you get to the back of the drawer? Like that. So these are like my colorful liners, my sparkly liners, all different kinds of fun things. So I have them in the back because I don't reach for them on an everyday basis, but they are super fun to play with sometimes with you guys. Okay, then the fourth drawer is all of my primers. They go all the way to the back. I have a bajillion in here. Some I've tried, some I haven't tried yet. Some I just, reach for all the time. You can see my Touch and Soul is like half gone. I do have a backup in here, thank goodness. But yeah, like I really just need to get through these. And then this is more like weird stuff and, like weird stuff and tools. Not really weird, but like I have this little lotion in here. I have my body glows. I have blotting papers, tweezers, these little no-mo stashes, some crazy eyebrow stamps. I love my hydrating milky mist. I have lip scrubs in here, a magnifying mirror, lip balms, tweezers. So stuff like that, like basically tools and other assorted things. And then the bottom is, oh my gosh, is cramped. Like everything else in my life. Oh, okay, so these are all my setting sprays, which clearly I need to use up. So I am using up, you guys can't even see. And I really do need to use some of these up. It's just a lot. It's a lot, and it's crazy. Then moving over to the left side of the cubbies, in the first drawer I think is my favorite drawer. Oh, it's so cute. So in here we have all my little loose pigments and fun little super shocks. So I have all my Zodiac guys in here and some MAC ones. This is a CoverGirl, I think. Yeah. And then these random old Johns from MAC. And then all of my little ColourPop Super Shock shadows are all in here. And then in the very back, I have some old as dirt products from what used to be Bare Minerals. It was like Bare Essentials at the time. So there's just a bunch of little powder pigments in there that are really pretty. And then my 3 House Labs. That's like an Allure Beauty box. Storing those. And then the second drawer is going to be some of my smaller highlighters, additional blushes. How I said I kind of made some room in my drawers. So I tend to try to go into these drawers as often as I can because I feel like some of this is my spillover. Like I have a little Hoola bronzer, which of course I've used a bunch of times, but I have those 2 big palettes in my main drawers. So I have like the little Hoola over there for like travel maybe. I use this blush all the time. I have some Bare Minerals in here. Smaller kind of travel size highlighters, Becca, Fenty, Laura Geller. And then towards the back, I have this little Maybelline blush. I have my Maybelline highlighters, Maybelline City bronzer, some Becca, NARS. And then the very, very back is just more, there's a Versali back there, some Becca. There's a Steve Laurent highlighter back there. So these are kind of like some smaller or spillover stuff. The third drawer, I have all of my peachy cream blushes and bronzers. I have some liquid highlighters here, and then I have these two Bare Minerals. And is it just me, but like, how did I not realize how much like Hourglass this looks like? That's the glow, and this is the bronzer. And I'm like, these have been sitting in my collection for forever, and they so much remind me of Hourglass, and I've heard so many good things about them. I think these are discontinued now, but people love these guys, and I rarely ever reach for them. I have one Model's Own product, and it's this highlighter. It's really pretty. And then I have two Anastasia Beverly Hills blush trios, which I've never used. One in pink, and then one in like peach. So all that good stuff. And then down here, oh, come on, girl, work with me. Okay, so down here we have like some additional foundations. These are ones that are kind of on the chopping block and or like mixing foundations. Like this Stila I think is a little too dark for me, and it's like a luminous, aqua luminous foundation. But I have some pretty light colored matte foundations. I found a Gucci one at TJ Maxx and I had to get it. So I actually want to mix this kind of aqua luminous foundation with that lighter foundation. I think it would be good for mixing. This I used to really like, and then when I tried it recently, it was really pretty when I put it on, but like by the end of the night it looked terrible. And I know we all wash our makeup off at the end of the night. Well, we try, you know. It just looks really slimy, I think, by the end of the night, and I really didn't care for that. So, and I'm like running out of real estate a bit, so I kind of just moved this guy off to the side. Also, this Laura Geller filter first. The end of 2018 when I started getting into all this. This was recommended to me by someone at Ulta. I don't really know how I think about it or how I feel about it. I know that I wasn't like so in love with it I had to reach for it all the time, but I do want to continue to try it. I also have this concealer, so I want to try the two together, and that's kind of why I've hung on to it. I have some Becca Ever Matte foundations, which I mean, I don't really wear matte foundation, so like, I don't know. But I wanted to at least try it because I do get oily sometimes. I figured maybe if I like used them in spot areas. This is all like mainly NYX lip products. Like there's a whole bunch. There's some other brands in here too, but it's mainly NYX. Just different like lip products that I have in case I wanted to do like all drugstore, or if I wanted to do like a face of NYX. And then back here are more like almost like a Stila Glitter and Glow type situation, but not Stila. So like other brands, are some Urban Decay in here. These are for lips actually, but like I have Lime Crime ones. So these are all just kind of like glittery eyeshadows. And then the last drawer, or second to last drawer, is drugstore eyeshadow palettes. So I have some Profusion in here. I have e.l.f. I have this Cargo one. So I have those, and then this last drawer is basically Morphe and one Makeup Revolution highlighter palette. But these are like all my Morphe palettes, and I like that these drawers, if you're concerned about, I hear a lot of people talking about how they have no place for their Morphe palettes and how they're too big, there's nowhere to store them. This is the Such a Gem palette, and then this one is the James Charles and Morphe palette. These are like two of their larger ones, and they fit in these drawers perfectly. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there too, in case you're like, they're always at the bottom of my eyeshadow palettes and I never reached for them, blah, blah, blah. If you get these little drawers, they fit perfectly and they're much more accessible. This is one of their smaller palettes, but it's still a pretty large one. So like just for reference, like I love this. This is the first Morphe palette that I bought. I think it's really pretty. However, it's not as large as like the James Charles. So that, just for scale, it fits perfectly in there. I have the 25A, and then this is the one we got in BoxyCharm, some kind of like night something, Nightmaster, and then the Pro HD. So they fit a lot of stuff in these little drawers. So anyway, that's pretty much my current collection. Now let's pick out some makeup. Okay, so I have my stash here. Let's go ahead and start with some foundation. For work, I typically stick with drugstore foundations. I don't know why. I'm always like less nervous to use those up. So I'm gonna pull out my concealers, my drugstore concealers. And I think for foundation, I tend to go to this drawer so often for work. I think I'm gonna go to the Infallible by L'Oreal. and pull that one out. Then for concealer, these work together. For concealer, I think I actually have this one. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so I think I'm gonna grab the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer as well. And we'll put this back. So next I would go in for powder. And let's see. Let's grab the Fit Me loose setting powder. And I'll also need a pressed powder. So maybe I'll grab, you know, I haven't used this Fit Me in a while, so maybe I'll grab the Fit Me pressed powder and the Fit Me loose powder. Next, let's pick out an eyeshadow. So I usually start at the top drawer, I don't know why. But I think I actually want to keep it simple this week. I'm gonna go with the KKW Classic Palette. I think that'll be really easy for quick mornings. And I already have a bronzer. For blush, I actually think I want to move over to this drawer here. And I think I want to grab this butter blush. This is in the shade Vintage Rose. And this is a blush I reach for all the time, to be honest with you. It's pretty great. I don't wear a highlighter all the time, but I'm kind of in the mood to grab one out. And I think, whoa. I think I went Becca Opal. I'm gonna grab that one. For lip products, I'm actually gonna grab this first Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Tease. And I've had this for such a while and I never reached for it. And then recently I tried it. It looks like a color I would not really love. But when I tried it on, I'm like, this is really beautiful. So I want to grab that out this week. And then lastly, I think we just need a brow product or two. So I love my ColourPop Boss Brow Gel, but I have been so obsessed recently with the Gimme Brow by Benefit. It just is so bomb. I don't even know what to do with myself. So I think I'm gonna go fancy this week. I'm gonna grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and my Benefit Gimme Brow. Okay. So do we have everything we need? We have a foundation and concealer. We have a setting powder and a loose powder. I'm sorry, we have a setting powder and a pressed powder. We have an eyeshadow palette. We have brows. We have highlighter, blush, and lipstick. In here, we have our bronzer. We have our mascara. We have our setting spray. We have, oh, primer. We need a primer. So this one is almost out. I think I'm gonna grab this one. I do love this primer and I use it all the time. It's like literally almost empty and that's exactly why I wanna grab it. Like maybe I can like use this one up. But I do really wanna try this NYX Honeydew Me Up. I just recently picked this up too from Ulta. So I think I'm gonna grab this one though. Oh, okay. All right, so if we take the items from my stash just to make sure we're good. We've got the bronzer and mascara and setting spray. Because the rest of these, I mean, this obviously I use every day. Like that, well, we'll pull him out too. So basically this is what I'm looking at for the week. I think that's everything. Am I missing anything, guys? I don't typically use eyeliner, especially during the weekend. I do have the one eyeliner pulled if I do need it. Plus, I mean, I get ready right across from my makeup, so it doesn't really matter, but I can always grab something else out if I want to. But I think that's a pretty good selection for this week. It's like right before the holidays. It has been so hectic at work and crazy. Wonderful though. I still love my job, guys. I love, love, love it. So happy that I made that change. But yeah, I think this is pretty much everything I'm gonna need to create some cute work looks for the week. Oh, and just to kind of go over this one real quick. Like, I think this palette is so pretty. And I'm seeing like visions of like these pretty colors for a day and this beautiful kind of like, it's like a plummy lavender color with like a darker purple to smoke it out. We've got these pretty like kind of rusty shades here. and shimmers. I love this like mustard brown color. Very, very pretty. So I think there'll be some really pretty looks that'll be diverse. Got my powder, making a big old mess, ick, and my cream products for my face. So I think this will be the stash for this week. How did I do? So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the new setup. I hope you enjoyed seeing the products that I picked out. If perhaps after seeing what I have in my collection, something catches your eye. Which ones were your favorite? Which ones are you most interested in? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I love you all so much, and I thank you so much for being here. Can't wait till the next one, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.